Good afternoon. It is 1 o'clock on Thursday. My name is Elise Hatton and I'm the Smart Hub Business Manager, and I'm coming to you live from the Smart Hub. Now, in these times that we're facing at the moment, we are trying to support our business community. Well, we're not trying, we're doing it. We are supporting you, our people in business, to be able to take your business online quickly so that you rapidly can respond to the change in environment that we are all facing right now. So you can tell again that I'm alone in the studio today, but I'm not alone because I have with me the amazing Phil Martin, who is one of our members, and he owns probably Rocky's, as far as I'm aware, our region's only privately owned software development company. Would that be right, Phil?
Well, probably the largest one. There's a few others that I know of, but yeah, we're certainly active and do a lot of work for local businesses.
Okay, let's say the largest software development company, which is wonderful, Bitplex. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you, Phil?
Yeah, I'm doing really well today, Elise. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, very well. So we are talking about taking your business online with Shopify. Now, we know that a lot of people, the shopping centers have closed, retail isn't what it was, all of our hospitality, our cafes and our restaurants, they're all basically closed. What should people in business do, Phil, if they need to get themselves online quickly?
Okay, there's a lot of things you can do, but one of the easiest paths forward is setting up a Shopify store. Shopify is an e-commerce platform that makes it incredibly easy to get your products online and allow you to take money off your customers and allow you to ship your products to them. And it just makes it possible and easy in a very straightforward way.
Okay, can you tell us what the word e-commerce means?
Sure, e-commerce is short for electronic commerce. And it just means anytime there's a transaction or a shopfront hosted on the internet rather than in person.
Okay, so literally we're going to take a shopfront on the high street or in a shopping center. Instead of having people walk by, you can literally transfer that onto an electronic platform that allows your customers to come to you virtually.
Yes, that's right. And it will let you list your products, categorize them, you'll be able to post information about them, and also set up payment methods so you can so people can actually pay for the goods, and it allows you to track their orders so you can ship them what they have paid for.
That's excellent. That is absolutely excellent. So if someone is quite technologically savvy, I'm guessing it's really simple to use.
Yeah, that's right. So if you've got familiarity with blogging tools, or if you've created pages before on the internet, then this will be very familiar and straightforward. If you haven't done any of those things, it's still a bit scary, but it is doable with a bit of diligence. There's lots and lots of tutorial videos out there. And today we're just doing a very quick walkthrough on how to go from nothing to having a functioning store, giving you the space to investigate further.
Okay, so is Shopify really for people with physical products?
Shopify is best suited for people that are selling physical things that need shipping. A lot of the stuff in there is built to handle dimensions of things, weight of products to calculate shipping, all that kind of stuff. It can also sell digital products, even though it wasn't originally designed for that.
Okay, so physical products that require shipping. That's what this is best for.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so is there anything else we need to know about Shopify, or is there any kind of mindset things that we need to think about prior to going to set up a Shopify store?
The main things that this is for is if you've got an existing service or shopfront. So if you're a service-based operation and you want to start selling things that go at a company or service, so say you're an art gallery or you do art classes, you also want to sell art supplies so people can do it at home, particularly if they're going to be forced to stay at home for the next few weeks. The other thing to consider is you just need a bank account and be prepared to take some photos of the products you're selling, because good photos and videos make all the difference.
Okay, now before we talk about the platform, can you step us through, I know you're a bit of a man of many talents, so can you step us through what to consider when taking photos?
Sure. When you take photos of a product, I'm not a photographer and I'm definitely not a product photographer. That's a very specialized skill set. But the main thing to do is to take honest photos of the actual product and don't try and make it look something that it is not. If you can take it with either a white or a clean background, that's easy to mask out the background, or better yet, have action photos where people are actually using and enjoying the product.
And do you find that lighting is a thing? Is that something that people should look out for or consider with lighting?
Lighting is a big. It's probably has the biggest impact on your photos. If you can take your photos in a room with lots of natural light, or if you can afford actual soft lighting, or if you know a friend with a photography studio, use those as well. But yeah, look, avoid taking photos in a dark room using flash photography. You don't get very nice results.
Okay. And definitely avoid putting photos online that do your product a disservice, would you say?
Yeah, if it looks terrible, then avoid it unless you absolutely have to use it. With phones these days, it's quite easy to take an okay photo.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. So prepare your bank account, prepare your
Yes,
photos, and
yeah,
then
that's
what
right.
do we do next?
So you need to get started with e-commerce. You need an email address that you're prepared to use for people to contact you on. You need a bank account, a credit card to pay for the online shopping service. You need a physical address. In Australia, it's often required that you have a physical address tied to your business so people can contact you. You need a name for your shop, and you need your products and some photos ready to go. And aside from that, you don't need much else.
Wow, that's excellent. That's a nice little checklist. So perfect. So once we have all of that stuff together, which if you're in business at the moment, you should have, what's the next step?
Then the next step is you actually go to Shopify and sign up. And I'm more than happy to, as we're talking, happy to go through the steps as well.
Absolutely. Would you mind sharing your screen with us and showing how you
Not
do
at
that?
all. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes, we can perfectly.
Excellent. So I'm currently signed into Gmail. I signed up with a new email account this morning. And for this process, we're going to set up a art store where we're going to sell some paintbrushes and some canvases. I just found some images online,
Nice.
and we're going to start doing
Yay.
that.
So how did you get to this Shopify store? So if someone is just with Google, how would they go here?
So all I did is I typed in Shopify up the top, which does a Google search, and scroll through, skip past the ads, and the best e-commerce software for your business. Don't believe
Okay, so
everything you read on the internet, but that's what it says.
so you want to go to the link that says shopify.com.au.
That's the one, yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. And there are many, many, many e-commerce platforms out there. Shopify is just one of them.
Is Shopify your favorite, would you say?
Um, my store name, Shopify. It's one of many. It has good parts and it has bad parts. So it's if I was selling digital products, I'd use something else. If I was selling physical products, then I would use Shopify because it's quite straightforward to use and has good reporting and things like that. So there's no real best. It just depends on what your particular needs are.
Okay, so we're going to create our store. Phil is going to create our store called Art at Home. We're going to be selling art supplies.
Yes, that's right. So all I've done is provide my email address and my name and the name of the store, and it's setting up the shop front now. No, I don't. We'll save that for later. Excellent. Now it's asking us to provide a little bit more information about what we're doing. So I'm currently selling so this is information for them to tailor their product a little bit better. You don't actually need to fill this out to use Shopify. You can totally skip this section, which we're going to do. So we need to fill out all these details so we can receive money. Now I'm just going to use the address of the Smart Hub today.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now the account's been set up, right?
That's right. So I now have artathomecq.myshopify.com. Now, if anyone else was to visit that site right now, they would see this store is currently under construction.
Right.
Which look at this, Art at Home CQ is coming soon. Be the first to know when we launch. And they do that and they'll automatically join your mailing list.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you can basically go and create a Facebook page and start posting straight away.
That's right. And so as soon as your store opens, all of the people that signed up will get notified that your store is officially opened.
Wonderful. Okay, so how are we going to set up our store? How does the platform work?
So on the left, all of these things are the components of your back office, I like to call it. This is where you define your customers and your products, to get some reporting, and set up any add-ons that you might have and manage your orders. So this is independent of the online store component. This is just all about you as a shop. And this part down here under sales channels, that's where you manage what your shop looks like, colors and fonts and things like that.
So where do you start? If you come to this page, where do you go first?
So they conveniently give you a little starting process. So you can just follow the workflow here. And so the first thing you do is add a product.
You add a product even before you select what you want the whole thing to look like. That's interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, because you've already decided what you're selling, most likely. And after you've got some products, then when you go and decide what your store looks like, you've got some actual products there to see how it all fits together.
Nice. Okay, so so you said before that you have some canvases and paintbrushes prepared, images prepared. So let's see how that works.
So I've just downloaded some pictures and got some text ready to go. And I'm just going to, so where it says down the bottom here under the description. So this is what people will see in their line item in their shopping cart.
Sure.
And here is a description they'll see when they click on your item for more details.
Excellent.
And under here, this section down here is the photos for the products.
The image.
So
nice.
I'm just dragging my 3 images that I found on there. And while it's uploading, I'm going to decide on some pricing. So I've decided I'm going to sell my 12 brushes for $10, which is a bargain.
Oh, yeah.
And this compare at price, very often in shopping stores, you'll see this is now $10 as opposed to it used to be $14. It's on sale. And
yeah. So do you put the before price in the compare of price?
Yes. So the compared price is the original price before the current price. So it was $14, and you're getting an absolute bargain at 10.
Correct.
So if you wanted to track your costs as well, so you can get profit reporting, then you can actually put your cost per item in here as well.
Okay.
And let's say I was buying that for $4, it would tell me that that's my margin of 60%, and I'm making a profit of $6. If I have some inventory management that I'm tying in with, almost everything we have has SKU numbers and barcode numbers, which lets us tie in our Shopify store with our physical inventory. And a little bit further down is our shipping information. I'm going to guess that's 200.2 of a kilogram for some brushes. And country of origin will be Australia, because that's where we're shipping everything from.
Yeah.
And that's our first product. Now, on the right-hand side, I'm sorry, Elise, what was that?
No, I'm just getting excited. Wow, that's cool. That's wonderful.
Excellent. So on the right-hand side, it allows us to organize our products into groups of things. We're not going to look at that right now because we only have the one product.
Right.
So we're going to save that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our very first product. Excellent.
Yay.
So on the left-hand side, there's products and all products. That's where you do your product management. And I'm just going to add a couple more while we're talking.
Wonderful. So essentially, that's where you start. You upload your products first. So what you want to prepare is a description of your products, some good photographs of your products, but also have your pricing models right, which if you're operating offline, a bricks and mortar business, you should have all of this prepared really. And then you just upload and upload and upload, just follow the template, upload and upload. And then after this, I'm guessing, Phil, that we are going to have a look at what it looks like and then pick colors or, the style, the look and feel.
That's exactly right.
The other thing that you probably need to prepare, which if you're operating a bricks and mortar business, is the shipping cost. So know how much products weigh, know how much your shipping and your postage and your packaging and your handling will cost so that you are not selling yourself short here.
Yes, that's really important. If you decide to go down the path of free shipping, make sure you have enough margin in your product to actually cater for that.
Yeah, very important. And also because we live in such a small, like a globalized society where essentially, you can do business with people in America or all over the world. Maybe be prepared to have that information as well. So if someone from the UK buys something in your shop, how much will the shipping be then?
Yeah, that's right. If you're targeting UK customers, that's something you'll very much need to manage. Be aware how expensive shipping can be. Ironically, it can sometimes be cheaper to ship something from Hong Kong to Rockhampton than it is to ship something from Rockhampton to Brisbane. Don't ask me
That's
why.
really disappointing and crazy, but hey, that's just what it is.
So one of the reasons
what it is.
So one of the reasons I picked canvases as a product is because it has multiple variants. So that's something else Shopify does for you is you can have one product that you're selling, but have variations within that. And that could be varying t-shirt sizes or t-shirt colors. In this case, it's actually canvas size. And it also gives you the option of varying the price as well. So instead of having everything the same price, your variants can have a slightly different price as well.
Awesome.
It's super easy, and they can each have separate SKU and barcode numbers.
Perfect.
And the only thing we're missing now are paints.
Yes. So we've got our brushes, we've got our canvases, and Phil is now going to upload our paints. So how many paints are we selling?
We are selling packets of, I think, 12 or 18 12 mil paints.
Nice. Acrylic? That's good.
Yeah,
That's my daughter's favorite. Yeah. Oh, look at those beautiful images. You can see the white backgrounds there. Good lighting you can see in those images.
Yeah, they're very well done.
Yeah.
So I think they weigh, let's just say they're not very heavy. Excellent. And safe.
Wonderful. So now that we have 3 products in our store, and obviously what you'll do is you'll just go through all of the products that you do want to sell on Shopify. Now that we have our 3 products, what do we do next?
Okay, so Shopify very helpfully says, look, you've just finished making your product. You can view that on your store or make another product. So we're going to look at our store now. So on the left-hand side, under our sales channels, all we do is we click on the online store. And actually we click the I next to it because that's what we want to actually see. So we haven't actually set up very much of our shop. So this is, so you can set up your banners and things like that. And now if we go into catalog, we'll actually see our 3 products.
Okay. So how do we get these 3 products onto that front page?
Yeah, so that's that front page. Let's go set that up now. So
Is that, what do you call that page? Is that your landing page, your home page, or your
so
first
that
page?
one, in Shopify terminology, that is called your home page, I
Home
believe.
page.
Yep. So the way you access that is you change your theme. So that front page is always managed by what's called your theme, and your theme controls how your site looks and feels right from when someone first visits to when they check out and leave your store.
Right.
So
So can we see different themes?
yes, so Shopify has a free theme, and they also have a theme store that you can go through and purchase them, and they vary in price anywhere from $50 to $300 or $400.
So that's interesting. We haven't spoken about the price yet, Phil. Is this
Yeah,
so
so
far, everything you've done, is that all free on
no,
Shopify?
well, to set it up is free. As soon as you start trading, Shopify is a paid platform only,
Yeah.
and Shopify charges $29 per month,
Okay.
uh, plus 1.75% of your transactions, as well as a 30-cent processing fee. So if
And that's
you're
all in US dollars?
yes, so the 30 cents will be in US dollars, and the $29 a month will be in US dollars as well.
Okay. But still, if you compare that to the rental that you're paying in your bricks and
It,
mortar business,
it,
it's pretty
if you
good
have, if you
value.
have if you're renting a commercial property in Rockhampton, that's very high value, great value for money. It's still daunting. Like if you're just starting out and all you're doing is online sales, and you haven't yet shipped any products, uh, the $40 to $45 Australian it will be is daunting, but it's a worthwhile investment because you need your customers there, and it's the easiest way to take people's money.
And really, if you would had to go and develop or have someone develop this kind of website for you, it would be way more expensive, right? We're
Oh,
talking,
you just wouldn't. It's prohibitively expensive, and there's no need to rebuild something that already exists.
yeah,
It's hugely time consuming. It would take 6 months or a year to rebuild a Shopify.
yeah. Okay. Right, so what do we do next? Now we're in our theme, we're exploring our free themes. So
Yeah.
essentially,
So
the
if you
$29 a month that you pay doesn't give you only gives you access to free themes. If you want a specific other theme, then you'll have to pay some more money on top of the 29 US.
yes, that's right. So
Okay.
you get 7 free themes that you can use.
Yep.
If you happen to be friends with someone who's familiar with Shopify themes, you can start editing and changing them yourselves. But even within a theme, you get a great deal of flexibility in there. So you can change fonts and colors and images and things like that. So to access this screen, I just clicked on Customize, and we now get to see that home page that we saw earlier. And on the left-hand side, it lists all the main components on that page. So we have image with text overlay. I click on that, and I get to change the text. So welcome to Art at Home. We enable your artistic journey right in your.
Nice. So welcome to Art at Home. We enable your artistic journey right in your own home. Beautiful. And so you change the text on the screen, not on the screen, but in the text box on the left-hand side.
That's right,
And you can
yes.
change the size and the color, I suppose, as well.
Yep.
Nice.
And we get to choose an image.
Yay.
Now,
These images are from your own library?
so you have to source all your own images. So on the left here are some free images you can also choose from, which is really helpful that Shopify provides at least some basic images that you get to use.
Right. So have some good vibes and tech and fitness and sport and home and furniture, beauty and makeup. etc., etc. All the different themes. So what looks like oh, that's a nice little art theme. Perfect.
Very, very artsy. So I'm going to select that. Excellent.
Nice. And look how quickly we have a professional looking banner. Beautiful.
So next down is the little preview image for us. So we might just remove that because we don't really need that. So instead of removing things, you can just hide them and they don't show up in your section anymore. So this is for if you want to design a full landing page where you've got specific messaging for your customers, those are the places you would put it in.
Perfect. And so now we're just linking through to our products.
That's right. So this component here is called a featured collection, where you saw in our categorization earlier, where on the right-hand side there was a collection section where you can put products into a collection, and that's what this is for. So it lets you select the products in that collection and display it on the page.
Nice, 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 nice. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm with our guest, Phil Martin, who is helping us get our businesses online quickly. We have to respond to the change in our environment. And as you know, things are changing pretty much all the time now. And our customers and we all are working more online than ever before. So I'm here doing a HubLive kind of alone in the studio with Jacinta, who is helping me behind the scenes. And my guest, Phil Martin, is not in studio with me. We're connected virtually. And essentially what we're helping you do today or showing you today is how you can quickly take a product-based store or business and bring it online. Now, the platform, the e-commerce platform that we suggest you look at is called Shopify. And Phil's just been taking us step by step through how to set up a Shopify store. Now, it's actually quite affordable, about $40. Around $40 a month. Australian. My goodness, it's been a long day. But it's called Shopify. If I said Shopify, Shopify is what I meant. It's called Shopify. And so the way to get to Shopify is to go to shopify.com.au. Okay, so where are we at, Phil? We're still building our homepage.
Yeah, so I'm just filling out the different sections on the homepage. I've added in a couple of testimonials while we've been talking, because testimonials are super important for gaining trust with your online customers. People respond really well to other messages that people have sent.
Okay, so that's all on the homepage.
Yep.
Wonderful.
And I'm just adding in some colorful pictures. And again, these are all just still the free images that Shopify provides.
Nice. And so just make your homepage look appealing so that people, and also it builds trust and credibility. I think that's what's really important with a homepage. You want to ensure that your homepage builds a lot of trust and credibility with your customers so that they feel like they can buy from you and that what they're going to buy is going to actually arrive at their front door. Hence why testimonials are so important. Hence why these images, selecting good images, are also so important.
That's right. Now, I'm not taking the care or time that I normally would if I was setting this up to attract customers. The goal is just to walk us through the platform to make sure that everything's set up and at least working.
Wonderful. Now, how do we connect these products to, the payment part of the website?
Excellent. Let's do that. I just want to touch very quickly that what we talked about earlier, having the compare price, it's showing up already. So these brushes are $10 and they were $14.
Awesome.
So I'm just going to click save and that will save all of our changes. If you don't do that, then you'll lose work. So I recommend you do that often.
Yeah, click save, same as anything. Click save on Word and Excel and when you're building your website.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that I have some products in stock, that I actually have these available. So I've just gone into my products and I have 100 sets of brushes available.
Right. So that's really important so that you show Shopify that you have stuff for sale.
Yeah, that's right. So let's talk about how to connect it with our sales channels and online store. So on the left-hand side, all the product and customer management's on the left up the top here.
Mm-hmm.
And all our payment options are in our settings, which is right down the bottom left. And
Okay, so go to settings.
this is where we set up all our store-wide configuration, like which languages do we work in, how we do our billing, which channels we have, how do we manage our shipping, all of that.
Awesome.
Cool. So payment providers is the way we link everything together. And that's how we receive money. So Shopify has its own payments platform, which is really easy to use. I recommend using it if you're starting out. It's a little bit more than probably what you're paying for your FPOS machines in your brick and mortar stores, but not that much more. And the ease of setting up is really, really good. So I'm just going to complete my account setup. So it's asking my business details. Excellent. My date of birth. I'll fill that in later. And it wants my banking information. So I'm just going to fill that out now.
Yeah,
Off screen.
that's a good idea.
Really wants my account numbers and everything.
Understandable. You want to keep your banking information private. Good. That's a good idea, right? So you've just taken. I'm guessing that you have another screen which
I've got
we
another screen on the
can't
top.
see.
Doing.
Perfect.
That's right.
Okay. So
If
what Phil's doing is he's just completing his banking information into the form as he's prompted by the Shopify website. Really, the setup.
Yep, that's right. And if I was more prepared, I'd have a video of a cat or something playing.
A video of the cat to keep us entertained. Thank you so much for joining us. We're talking about rapidly responding to the changes in our environment and bringing our bricks and mortar businesses online quickly. Shopify is one of the greatest platforms that you can use to do this. It's really easy to set up. It's $29 a month US. And we're just stepping through how to set up a Shopify store. What we're doing currently is how can we get paid? So once we've uploaded our products, we've set up our homepage with testimonials and with some nice images and a good layout for credibility and trust. Then, of course, we need to ensure that we can get paid when someone wants to buy one of our products. Okay, so Phil, we went to settings at the bottom left, and you've just completed essentially the form. So where are we at now?
Yeah, so I filled out my banking details, and that's all filled out now. So if I go to settings and have a quick look in payment providers, it's all set up, ready to receive payments, and I can now receive payments through Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Google Pay, Apple Pay, and that one I've never seen before. So that's done. I've got my product set up. I've set up my theme. And so the only really thing left to do is to enter my ABN number. So in Australia, if you're trading, highly recommend getting an ABN number because it lets you manage your GST obligations much more.
So if you don't have an ABN number, can you set up a Shopify store in Australia?
Yes. Yes, you still can. All you go is, no, I'm not GST registered.
Okay.
You click on that, and ABN not applicable.
Nice. Okay, so really it's just managing the GST.
That's right. So I'm setting this up personally. So I don't have an ABN. I'm not using my company's ABN. This is just me setting this up. So I don't have an ABN. I go back to my homepage, and it's going excellent. I've added my products. I've customized my theme. Now this add domain thing. So if you wanted to, you can go and register your own domain. So I could go and get artathome.com.au if it was available. I could register that and link it to my Shopify store. Now, I'm not going to.
How is that linking process simple or difficult?
It's in the middle. If you're familiar with domains and websites, it's straightforward. But if you've never done anything like it before, it's really daunting. and which is why I'm not going to do it here.
So what should people do if they need help?
If they need help, they can contact me at Bitplex, and we're more than happy to provide them help, or ask around with someone who's done it before. There's also lots of online forums and help. Shopify is more than happy to help you. You can reach out to them, and it's in their best interest to help you get your store running because they get a small percentage of your sales. So there's
if we wanted to reach out to someone and Shopify, where do we go?
So that is a great question. So I believe it is in the top right. So there's a Shopify Help Center, which is where all of Shopify's knowledge base is stored. And so you go there, and you can just type in and search with what you need help with. So if I was stuck on with domains, I would type in domain, hit enter, and information on connecting a domain, transferring a domain, all of those kinds of things.
Wonderful. Phil, one last question. So if you had one Shopify login, are you only allowed one store, or can you have one Shopify login and have multiple stores?
You can have as many stores as you want. Each store is its own set of logins. So whenever you log into Shopify, it will ask you which store are you logging into, and then ask you for your email address.
Okay, understood. Wonderful. Is there anything else that we need to know about Shopify specifically before we change the conversation just more to generally bringing your business online?
No, nothing specific, but I'm more than happy to. There's a couple more steps after this that you need to do, and one is to actually change it from a trial into a paid product so you can receive payments.
Okay, how do we do that?
So at the top there, it said you need to choose a plan. Now, I may be misreading things, but it used to be that you had to choose a paid plan in order to start selling. That may have changed. So what we're going to do is, so at the moment, our store is still in construction mode, and we need to enable it so other people can see it.
Right.
And that is, what is that? It feels like they move it every time.
Yeah, things online constantly change and evolve very similarly to offline, where you might reorganize your merchandise, or you might change your shop front. Same happens online. So Shopify will be working on their platform all the time, and they'll do updates, which means when you go in, things might look a little bit different. But again, just go to the help section, as Phil showed you, top right hand, and you can actually reach out and see tutorials and probably even speak to someone if you're lost. Again, Google is another good way to find what you're looking for.
And I'm going to make use of that now because I couldn't remember online store, preferences, password protection, and disable password.
Right. So you just Googled?
No, I went to the Shopify help and followed the search thing, exactly like I described before.
Perfect.
Online store, preferences.
Wonderful. So now
to disable your password, so to disable the password, which lets people jump on before the store is ready, I need to actually upgrade my plan. So I'll do that now.
Okay.
So choose this plan. I'm going to choose the cheapest one. There's a Shopify Lite. I strongly encourage you to investigate that. It's a lot simpler than this, but I haven't actually seen it advertised until I started this session. So I strongly encourage you to investigate that. It's only $9 US a month, and allows you to put products on your Facebook page and existing website.
Oh, awesome.
Cool. And I'm just going to...
We're going off screen again. Yeah, definitely don't share your credit card details. We don't need to know what they are for sure. Right.
That wouldn't go
essentially, essentially what we're talking about today is how you can respond quickly and bring your business online using Shopify. Shopify is an e-commerce site which is especially useful for people with selling actual products, things with weight that need postage. So what you do is you Google Shopify and you go to the link that says shopify.com.au, and then you just start building a store. Once you've completed building a store, you do need to register, put your email address and so forth. And Phil shared in the beginning of this HubLive a really useful checklist of the things that you need to have at hand to be able to build your Shopify store. These include your things like your ABN if you're registered for GST. You need your address. You need an email address that you're going to receive emails to regarding your Shopify store and regarding what customers can use as well. You need beautiful images of your products. You need good descriptions of your products. You need to know how much they cost. And you also need to know what your inventory is. And you also need to know how much it'll be to ship these products to different parts of the world, and whether you're going to build your shipping into your product cost, or whether you have enough margin to cover shipping and have free shipping options, or whether you're actually going to charge shipping on top of the product. So these are the things that you need to prepare prior to going to your Shopify store. Then once you've done that, you go and follow the prompts. We've set up our Shopify store, and now we're going to make it go live. Because we've just upgraded, of course, Shopify will not allow you to sell anything until you've chosen a payment plan, which we've chosen the $29 a month. Okay, that's what Phil just did. He added his credit card details so that we can move forward.
Excellent. So the shop is now live. So if you went to art@homecq.myshopify.com, you would see this website. You'd see the brushes for sale. You would see the amazing testimonies to say how great a store this is. And to buy it, someone just clicks on your product, adds it to the cart. Just like every other online e-commerce store you've used. Now I've chosen one set of brushes, go to my checkout. And I'm just going through the checkout process now.
Yep, so just completing. So this would be your customer who would actually be completing.
Yeah, so I'm now being my customer. I'm filling this out. I've selected the brushes, and now I'm filling out my shipping information so I can receive it.
So when it says, I'm just seeing that it says on that screen taxes, and it's changed the price from $10 to $11.
Yes, that's right. So when it was set up, I haven't gone through the tax setup in Shopify. You get to choose whether or not you collect GST, and you also get to, on a per product basis, if your item has GST.
Okay. So really, if you include the GST in the setup, then that won't happen.
That's right.
Perfect. Okay, so while Phil enters his details again, he's going to purchase his own brushes, which is going to be great. And when you purchase your own brushes, Phil, that money will go straight into your business bank account or into your personal bank account, is whatever way you've set that up. And what kind of notification will you receive that you've sold something?
So we'll actually get to see it all happen, which is why I'm doing it.
Let's see what happens. Yay, so exciting. Here we go, completed everything. We're going to have standard postage.
And all that shipping is configurable in the store. That's just the way it's set up by default.
Yeah.
And again, I'm just going to type in my credit card details off screen.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan. So off screen, he's adding his credit card details. So he's purchasing his own product, essentially. And we're going to see exactly what happens when you have a Shopify store and someone purchases a product from you, what kind of notification you get. And then obviously, once someone's made an online purchase, then your job is to go and get that thing out of your inventory, off your shelf, and wrap it beautifully and take it to the post office and mail it to your customer.
So this is what I see.
That's nice customer service.
Yeah, so this is what I see when I'm ordering. The one thing it didn't ask me was for my email address. All that information is configurable in your shopping checkout setup.
And really, that's desirable, right? Because once you capture someone's email address, what you can do is add that to to your database. And once someone's purchased from you once and they're a satisfied customer or a happy customer, they're very likely to purchase from you again, especially if you keep in contact and you keep talking to them. So then you can start emailing them about your specials, about new ranges, about all the different kinds of things that you might do, sales and so forth in your shop.
That's right. So let me just. So not spam. Excellent. So in my Gmail account that I've set up, I got a notification from Shopify that someone has placed an order. And
wonderful.
What they ordered, the shipping methods, and all of those things. So now if we go back to our Shopify store and we go to our orders section, our order is there. The payment has been authorized for $21. And now we can, let me just check my phone. And I got a SMS from Shopify saying, thanks for your purchase from Art at Home CQ. We'll notify you when it ships. And it gave me a link.
Okay, so the customer gets an SMS letting them know that that they've made a purchase, and the shop owner gets an email saying, oh, congratulations, you've sold something. You better go send that to your new customer.
That's right. So, and those things are also configurable. So if you prefer to communicate over email, then you can make them type in their email address at the checkout, or in this case, it prompted me for my mobile phone, which I typed in.
Nice. Absolutely. So go and configure. You could communicate with your customers via text message or via email, and you just configure it the way you prefer.
Yep, that's right. So we have our order. So I've gone to my inventory, I've packed it, I've taken it to the post office, and I've sent it, and I can mark it as fulfilled. And I can type in the tracking number the post office gave me. Australia Post, and notify the customer of shipment. And I click fulfill items. And I just got another SMS saying my order has been shipped.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So really the platform does everything for you. And you don't need to manage those sales through your email. If you just go to the Shopify platform, it shows you which orders need to be fulfilled.
That's right, yes.
Because I can imagine that would be tedious to go through emails and emails and emails to see where the purchases are.
That's right, and you don't need to. So you can view what orders and what stage all of your orders are at. You can manage your products and inventory. And yeah, it's quite thorough in all the things it can do. And this is just this basic Shopify. There are endless add-ons for it that let you do things like calculate exact shipping prices depending on product dimensions. You can do digital downloads. There are really fancy page builders to let you do really sophisticated landing pages for marketing. There's so many things that it can do.
That's brilliant. And really, you can not only teach yourself how to do it through going through the help section, the best way to learn is actually just to have a go. Set up a store even with 10 of your products, 10 of your best-selling products, and then obviously use your social media channels to let your customers know that you're open for business, and also to post about these products and services, remembering that your customers need to see and hear from you lots of times, 10 to 15 times at least, before they register, they are open for business, and they might see something that they want to purchase. So keep your social media channels very, very, very active. Is there anything that you'd like to add to this, Mr. Full?
Not really. Just I encourage you to, as what Elisa said, just give it a go. It doesn't cost you anything to set a store up. The only time it starts costing you money is when you're ready to make some actual sales. So to experiment and learn doesn't cost you anything, just a few hours of your time. So I strongly encourage you to give it a go. And once you've gotten used to one e-commerce platform, most of them are really similar. now. So the skills you learn are easily transferable to any other platform you might use in the future.
Excellent. And as you said, Phil, if people do need a hand, they can reach out to the Smart Hub and we can put them in contact with you, or reach out to Bitplex, Phil Martin at Bitplex. Just you can contact Phil directly. And there are other resources online as well. Heaps of resources. If you just Google, help with setting up a Shopify store, you will find heaps and heaps of resources and people who will be willing and able to help you. Phil, is there anything else that you'd like to mention in terms of getting people's businesses online quickly?
Not in terms of that, no. So the main thing to remember is the sooner you start, the sooner you'll be able to make your first sale. So if it's something you've been talking about for a while, just give it a go. And you'll be surprised at how responsive people are. But online shopping is the norm now. Whether you like it or not, that's where people search for services first. They ask on Facebook, who do you recommend? And then they go visit their websites. So it's a very everyday part of life now. So I encourage you to get started.
Absolutely. Use this situation we're currently in with the coronavirus and flattening the curve. Use this time to do something that your future self will thank you for. Please, please, please embrace the online world of shopping, because your customers certainly are. And if you're not where your customers are looking, then of course, then you'll be missing out. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, Phil. Always such a pleasure. Thank you for sharing your screen and for being so thorough and stepping us through how to set up a Shopify shop or Shopify store.
That's right. Thanks for having us. It was really fun.
Thank you, sir. Join us again next week. Thank you so much. Have a good week.